Hello, everyone, and welcome to the
Hi.
Invisible Gamecast. I believe this is episode 19. My name's Gabe Gerwin. Joining me down there is, I'm going to get to him last because he's still laughing, is Austin Clark.
Hey everybody, what's going on?
Austin just put out an awesome retro weekend piece on Shadowrun, by the way, so go check that out. Uh,
Yes, do
Next to
so.
him is Jonah Ort,
Hello.
and he's, at least physically, he's here right now. Tristan Edelman.
Kiss your friends and hang out with your dad.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So this is kind
That's
of a
2015.
weird week. We get near the end of well, now it's the beginning of 2015, and we're on a period where you can tell a lot of the game's media and PR people are on break. So
This week has affected Tristan dramatically.
yeah,
Yeah, I've gone insane.
so we get a lot of top 10 lists coming out everywhere. We did manage to scrape together a couple news stories, but this is going to be a discussion week. I'm trying to get to categories. We're going to have our big Invisible Gamer Top 10 list come out middle, maybe near the end of. I'm hoping for like Wednesday or Thursday. We'll get the full thing out, which will be I believe the first official Invisible Gamer Top 10 games of the year. So far, you
Ooh.
can see a few personal lists that came out. Mine is up, Eugene's is up, and Michael's is up. Austin, I believe you are doing one as well.
Frankie's is up too.
Oh yes, Frankie's is up too.
Yeah, I'll
By the
have
way,
one
Frankie's a
up
new guy.
Monday.
Yeah, so Frankie Millington's our new reporter who's had a couple stories go up so far, and you'll be seeing more of him in the future. But anyway, that official list, and we'll talk about this like more in the actual article, was voted on by everyone working here. This is we put together like a point system, so to try to make it as realistic as possible. And I'm gonna move my window a little closer to the center so I don't feel like I'm looking away from myself. And and basically, the 10 games to receive the 10 most points. That's the order we have for our top 10 list. I think it worked out pretty well.
Mhm.
And then 5 other categories that we voted on, some of which were a little more contentious than others. So let's get into some more topical stuff for this week, though. This is kind of moving on a little bit now, but Xbox Live and PSN were hit by the Lizard Squad. I don't even really want to give them name
Yeah.
recognition. God, which ruined Christmas for a lot of people who were getting new game systems. And in an interview, I can't remember the outlet that ran this interview with an alleged member who I am not sure if he's the one who was arrested or not. I don't think he said. He said I think people should really have something better to do than playing video games on Christmas. It's like, oh no, why would you want to use your gift after you got it?
What a cool hacker
Yeah.
thing to say.
Yeah.
I thought
So
hackers are like techno
yeah,
friendly.
oh like you. I mean, and I saw
Don't
someone
you
in the
have
comments
something
said
better to
nothing better to do
do than
than
hack
hack.
the network?
Yeah, on Christmas. Uh, so Xbox Live came back first, and then PSN came back a little slower.
It was like spotty even when it was back up, and it was
Yeah,
kind of.
I went on to play Shadow of Mordor at one point, and it would download updates, but it would not let me use the network features of the game itself. So it was like a weird
Mm.
sort of half up sort of thing, um, which is frustrating. But they're both up now. Nintendo Network's up. We're all good for now. Now, Wizard Squad had said they plan to take down they plan to damage Xbox Live so much their infrastructure that it would be down forever, and it was down for like
Uh,
less than a day. So, um,
Uh, that's Microsoft, right? Like one of the biggest corporations in the world. Like I don't know if you like okay.
Yeah. Then again, Sony was taken offline for a month and a half or whatever in 2011, and
That is true.
they're a big company too, but
yeah,
not as big as
Although,
I mean they're
Microsoft. But
mainly hardware too, though. So,
right,
yeah.
right. But still, I mean that was, oh god, that was an awful dark time in my life.
oh my gosh, I remember when I was still at CGR. That was when we had the news station going, and that was like all the news was about LulzSec for that entire month and a half.
Every day the news story was like, still down,
Yeah.
still weak.
Yeah. What was it around that time? What was his name? The Joker? The weird like ex-military. It sounded like a crappy Steven Seagal movie or something.
I don't know.
He was
Or
like the anti-hacker.
oh no, I have no idea.
Yeah, he came out to like hack them, and then I think he came back when I think it was when Anonymous was messing around with in the Middle East and stuff too. It's a
Huh.
weird story. You can go look it up on Wikipedia. He hasn't been active for a while. Anyway, so those are back up. Hopefully, you've been able to play your new systems if you've gotten them, and if you haven't, well, I'm sorry. Uh, next, moving on. So this is gonna be a really good month. January PlayStation Plus games have been announced, and we're getting a good mix. Some of these had
Mhm.
already been revealed earlier, but Infamous First Light and the Swapper on PS4. But I'm really excited about both of those. Prototype 2 and DuckTales Remastered on the PS3, and then Duke Nukem 3D Megaton Edition and Woe Dave, which Tristan reviewed.
Hey.
On the Vita, although Duke Nukem will not be available in Germany.
Hmm.
There must be some Nazi reference or something.
Yeah, that's
Probably.
weird.
Yeah, I don't see any other reason why would they do this. So the Xbox One games got announced earlier, and it was the the Xbox One game for January is going to be D4, which we did a full playthrough on our Twitch channel. We have
Mhm.
very different opinions on that
Get
game,
that
Kieran and I.
game,
The,
download it, and love
the game is
it.
fantastic.
I know,
Gentlemen,
Austin. I feel you.
Ugh,
I haven't
Totally.
played it.
It's
ugh.
so good. It's
do
so good.
yourself a favor, Tristan.
Yeah,
Well,
seriously. It's
I
like
don't have an
2 hours.
Xbox One, so.
It's like, yeah, okay, fair enough.
I think you'd enjoy that game more if you just watched a commentary-free like walkthrough of that game on YouTube, so you don't actually have to play it. You can just
No
watch the weird
way.
characters.
No, some of those
Even the
quick time
crazy
events are
actions
really
are so
fun.
fun.
The rhythm ones were okay.
I thought all those were pretty fun.
No, okay, come on. That one where you're trying to open up the
The overhead compartments,
that
that
one's
was dumb.
terrible.
But just that intro scene with Amanda jumping on
Yeah,
you.
the cat's funny.
Yeah, no, best
And then,
cat girl of 2014 before.
yeah, when you gotta yell at the system, that's fun. I had fun with that.
Oh,
We
okay,
we
that
didn't
is
use the
we
Connect.
were making well, I was making fake Boston accents. Uh,
Oh yeah,
yeah. God, I wish more games would do that. I remember, I think it was Mass Effect 3 with the Kinect on 360. It had
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all the voice commands, and then they took that out with Dragon Age Inquisition. I tried it out, and there's no
yeah.
that
Forza
doesn't work.
Horizon 2 has a neat like a GPS thing that works really really well. You can just be like nearest event or whatever, and it'll like take you to it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
That's
something
neat.
like that. I wonder why they didn't put it in because it's dialogue. There's never a more if you're trying to
Mhm.
immerse people in the game, you know.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they use the seventh core of the Xbox One, which is a news
Yeah,
story I
yeah,
just
yeah,
read.
yeah,
Uh-oh.
yeah. Tristan just put that story up. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, yeah, because so apparently dev kits or not even dev kits, but just development people in general have had access to like the seventh core on the Xbox One of the eight, whereas previously they only had access to six because the other two were for background operations, the CPU. I don't know. This is all technological stuff, but uh, they can only use part of it because they have to allow system like the dashboard voice
Mhm.
commands. But if you tap into that at all, you can't use Connect motion stuff or in-game voice commands. So maybe they use that to make it run a little bit smoother on Xbox One. So I doubt that's really because that game came out pretty recently, like not too soon after October. So
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, no, it's definitely not the case for that because there are voice commands in it. It's just not
oh, it's just
dialogue
not.
options.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
like
gotcha, gotcha,
there's
gotcha.
voice command. That's why I got it on Xbox One instead of PS4 because it makes it a little easier to command your party. Although I very rarely actually did that. I just switched to them and healed them and stuff. It just wasn't nearly as necessary as it is in like a cover-based game like Mass Effect where you're trying to draw people out and
Mhm.
everything.
Mm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting. I think they're straining a little bit to reach parity, which they're not going to do. But it's eh.
Yeah, there's the Eurogamer Digital Foundry article that I sourced was saying that PS4 games this fall ran not as well as Xbox One games, which I didn't know was really the case, but I
AC
guess certainly
Unity,
is.
it definitely was. because I got that game on PS4 and it ran like shit. But
Yeah. Probably didn't run amazing on Xbox One either, but just better, I guess, by comparison.
yeah. Make
Fun
sure
times.
Jonah and Austin are still here.
Yeah, we're
Yep,
still
they're
here.
there.
Okay, they're just frozen a little bit, I guess.
I mean, I am.
Oh, Jonas looks frozen to me.
He'll figure it out. He'll get back to it eventually.
Sooner or later.
So I want to move
I'm
on.
just looking at Jonah's face in the
Yeah, it's very disconcerting. So I want
He
to move on
looks
to
so
something-
serious.
I know, God, he's gonna kill us. Anyways, Gabe, what were you saying?
And then there's two sort of related things I want to talk about. One's a little more recent, and then one is something that. Oh, he's coming back.
I'm back.
There's
Sorry.
two Jonas.
Okay. Oh God, that's.
I like
Oh,
the
no.
one that's
I'm gonna have
smiling
to-
better
the
than
video's
one
gonna be
that
called
just
Two
wanted to
Jonas
kill
now.
me.
Okay.
So, two related things I want to talk about. First, Aliens Colonial Marines is no longer on Steam.
Oh no.
Yeah.
The world will weep.
It's not even like a matter of like the Alien license was taken off of Steam because all the other Alien games that are on Steam are still on Steam, so it's just Colonial Marines.
Yeah, is it like a Sega thing? I didn't read the
Well,
like why.
Aliens versus Predator is also absent right now for some reason.
Oh, I thought it was
Right.
all every
The
other.
2010 version, right?
Correct. The 2001's still there.
Hmm.
So
Weird.
It's weird. Maybe this has something to do with the lawsuit. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But yeah, this I don't think anyone's going to lose sleep over this. But what I want to talk about just in general is games getting delisted from Steam, and specifically, I mean, we weren't talking about this before, but at this point, it's become such a big deal. I think it's kind of unavoidable. Is hatred, and whether or not Valve was in the right for first taking that game off of Steam Greenlight and then bringing it back.
hmm
So
That's a tough
Mm-hmm.
tough territory to delve into. Let's unpack this, all right? Let's unpack the
Yeah.
info. So
what are you talking about?
so hatred. I'm just saying. So if you're not aware, hatred is a game. He's not just talking about hatred in general. Although
Yeah,
love
I'm
your fellow man.
just talking
I
about.
think everybody should love each other and be happy.
Like I said, kiss your friends and hang out with your dad.
Creations doesn't think that.
So hatred was like a game. The trailer came out. It's awful. You're a racist, mean, violent man. And you kill people. And then it was on Greenlight, right? And then,
I'd say you just hate everyone.
right. Well, that's sure. And
Unless
then
you mean human racist, in which case you're correct.
yeah, you do still hate the human race. Human race. And then it was on Greenlight, you said, and then it was taken off. I'm
Briefly
actually
was off
asking.
for like a day, came back, and was within the top, I think, 7 or so games.
And
on
Gabe
Steam.
Newell made a comment on it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he made like an apology and sort of like I shouldn't have done that, and the developers are all fucking Nazis, and they say they're not. And they totally are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're Nazis. Yeah.
Well, it's the ground of like free speech. It's like why the Westboro Baptist Church is allowed to protest like military funerals, like as long as
No, it isn't. It isn't though, because this isn't the government taking it down. It's a
that's
private
true.
company.
That's true. You're right.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's not a prior restraint thing. It's just it's a private company doing what they can.
This is the same. The people use the "what about free speech" thing when fucking Phil Robertson from Duck Dynasty got canned for like 24 hours, and it's like that's saying they just caved into pressure.
Again, right? You're right. That was a weird zone out. But yeah, it's totally it's Target is not carrying GTA in Australia and stuff like that. Or
Kmart too, I think. Yeah, but but the thing I just more than just like whether or not it should exist or it should be available on those platforms, whether or not a game like this, regardless of whether you think every game has a right to it, like you see this game and you think should that game exist? Is there anything beneficial as far as the creators going? Like why would you want to make a game like this? And personally, I'm on the side that there is no reason why anyone should make a game like this. This isn't, and they point to Postal. They say, well, then why is Postal still? Because Postal's satire. It's really shitty satire.
Yeah,
But it's at least poking fun at something. GTA is the same way to a lesser extent. This game is not doing any of that. It is purely there to poke the proverbial bear.
and it's promoting it rather than kind of being like, see how dumb this is and not doing it.
And this would be a little this way less controversial if this game was made by a company that was known for making other games. But it's like, oh, a bunch of
Dudes that came out of
Hitler
nowhere
Youth
made this
members
game.
came out of
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's also like the context in which they like released it or like announced it, because it was basically just like, oh, we're mad about the social justice warriors. Like that's essentially what they
right
said.
in the middle of
like,
the Michael
political
Brown thing.
correctness. Yeah. My take on it, honestly, though, is that I mean ironically I hate this game, haha.
Hatred.
I know, right?
I wish it wasn't so like deplorable though, because I love twin stick shooters. But
You have plenty of other ways to go, Gabe. You have other games you can get to.
Gameplay.
I really want to like this game, but
Yeah,
but it's not.
I'm trying. But my take on it is honestly, I wish it was never pulled from Steam in the first place, so people would shut the fuck up about it.
yeah, the only reason why it popped up so high is because it was down for a while.
Exactly, and that's the thing. And it's like when they take it off Steam and they sell it on like fucking what, like Desura or something, or off their website, they get to be like the game that was too edgy for Steam. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And ride that. Like now that it's like back on, it's just more like the shit show just continues. You know what I'm saying? Like I wish it was kept on for the pure point of like, so people will like just less publicity. You know?
Right, not giving it any more attention than it deserves.
Because that would mean less sales and less. Because I mean, honestly, because this could set a precedent. Like, if this game sells well, because fucking 4chan is like, haha, like, let's fucking buy this game and support it. I mean, we're going to see copycats, and we're going to see more negative mainstream media coverage.
I'm telling you,
know what
all
I'm
this
saying?
talk about North Korea right now, World War III is going to be 4chan versus NeoGAF.
So, do you think? I mean, in a bigger scheme of things, do you think Greenlight needs to change more? Like, does
Yeah. From the beginning, yeah.
You
If
can't
look
be
at the
afraid
shit
to
that's
be a
on Steam-
gatekeeper. Not
Yeah.
just this, but games like Slaughtering Grounds, where they're,
Mhm.
there needs to be.
Air
We don't need
control.
a fucking Nintendo seal again, but we need something. We need
An
something
initial
more.
filter of something, right off the bat for
yeah,
something.
there needs to be a filter.
Remember when?
Remember when I wrote a story on Rock Simulator? That was just randomly put on Greenlight, and it's like they were gonna sell that game. I don't know if they ever did.
As much people dog on AAA companies for lacking creativity, the fucking simulator trend, exact same
Yeah.
thing.
It's that
Yeah,
just
I mean-
like,
Every time I turn on my Wii U, Meme Run is right in the front. There's
That's funny. That's amazing.
oh,
Yeah, I don't know. It's a kind of a tough situation because it's like, should the game exist? No, but can it? Maybe. Like it's so weird.
yeah.
Again, it comes down to Steam as a private company not listing it or selling it, but should the makers be able to sell it on their own website or something? Yeah. I don't want them to,
and this
but
isn't about like you have every right to do that. I have every right to think you're a piece of shit for doing so.
Yeah.
And and even I saw they had a PR person talk to, I want to say it was PC Gamer, the other day, and I've never seen any mention of a PR person for them before, and I think it's because their CEO is such a fucking moron. I don't know if you read the
It's
interview
probably one of the devs. just
that
like,
went back to because the PR person who talked to was kind of like still trying to defend it, but he was level-headed. The
Okay,
CEO
yeah,
who talked
fair
to
enough.
Polygon earlier said, "You better post this entire thing because I know what you sorts of outlets want to do with my words," and
Oh my
he's just
god.
super aggressive.
That's no fun.
God, yeah, I mean, and it's not just like the games these companies make. Even Running with Scissors, they posted a big, like, accusatory pro Gamergate message that I think has since been deleted from their website. And
What are
Running with
they
Scissors-
doing?
They're fucking gross. They have a Babe of the Month section on their website.
Wait, what is this? Running with Scissors?
They made
Yeah, they're the
Postal.
postal people.
Oh, do they make anything else? Or is that it?
Yeah,
No.
what have they made since Postal 3?
2.
They didn't make Postal 3. They outsourced it to Russia and then deleted it so everyone forgot about it. And then made like a new expansion for Postal 2 recently, I think.
Really?
Postal Babes. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Nice. God.
It's
Yeah.
like if you don't want to, if you're trying to make the argument that this Gamergate movement isn't so totally misogynistic, don't have a whole section on your website of just completely irrelevant pictures of scantily clad women.
Yeah, running. Yeah, the company that made Postal 2 is a really great mascot for Gamergate. Absolutely, and their good intentions and good nature. Absolutely.
Uh,
Fucking
yeah,
A.
yeah, no, that's. Oh wait, Postal Babes is a different game. Wow. Anyways, I'm. Oh, I don't want to look at it. I'm done.
Tristan fell down a rabbit hole, guys. Get him out. Get him out.
Don't lose too much blood to your head, Tristan.
Yeah, well,
But yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, the whole hatred thing. It's yeah. I hope that game does not sell well. I
It's
hope
going to
that
though, because fucking
4chan
nerds
doesn't.
out of spite are gonna buy it and be like,
Yeah.
I'm sure it didn't cost them a ton of money either to make that. It's probably not going to be a very good game, honestly.
no,
But
it's gonna fucking suck. And it's like you could have spent your money on, something that was actually moved society forward and not
right.
just pretended
it-
that it did.
Isn't it using Unreal 4 too? I think it's using Unreal 4, which is pretty fucking
It
weird.
might. It doesn't look all that great, but it might just be because of the type of like isometric camera it uses.
Yeah, well, also that they have a good like licensing program with it. And, yeah, I think it's pretty cheap. Like I think it's like a monthly subscription. I'm pretty sure.
It might be.
Mhm.
That was
Yeah.
God. I was really disappointed. I don't know if you remember, and we'll talk about this a little more later. There's a game that I reviewed earlier. It was the first game to use Unreal Engine 4, and it has like moving footprints, but there's no feet on your character model. We'll talk about that more in a little bit. So now this is kind of an God. Microsoft's been fucking up lately. So Halo 5 Guardians collector's editions have been announced. You can now pre-order them. The top one is $250, and we have no clue what's in it. So the information they've given right now for the limited collector's edition includes new digital content to enhance Spartan combat and exclusive items wrapped in a uniquely designed steelbook. That's an extra $40 for DLC items in a steelbook. For an extra $150, you get that plus a commemorative numbered statue designed by 343 Industries. You can pre-order that. We don't know what the statue is. It could be a dick. And we'd be none the wiser, and you'd have no excuse for not expecting that because you can pre-order it and you don't know what it is.
It could be like Dead Island Riptide again.
No, it would be amazing if it was like a penis and then the head had like a Master Chief helmet on it.
It's a flood penis, though.
No,
got, like,
let's
spores
stop
coming
this
out from it.
conversation right now. No, but no.
So,
no.
yeah, I like buying memorabilia for games that I really, really enjoy after the fact, and every once in a while, and you have to pay an arm and a leg to get them secondhand because a lot of the times they're only coming in these collector's editions, or you have to do I've had to import figurines from the UK and stuff because they're just not available here. But this is like they're making it very easy for me to pick which game I want. If I get the standard edition, it comes with a poster anyway.
Yeah.
And you know what? Yeah, I don't know. The whole collector's edition thing has never been my jam. But
Every once in a while I'll get one. Last year I got one for Watch Dogs, which the statue's actually pretty nice for the price. But besides that,
Whoops.
I think that was the only one I got last year.
The only like collectors-ish thing I've gotten was just recently actually. I got a vinyl soundtrack, like a Hotline Miami 2's soundtrack on vinyl. Like I pre-ordered
Oh
it.
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I remember you
Well,
showed that.
you bought the Super Duper edition for Forza, didn't you?
I bought the only normal Super edition, which came with
Explain yourself.
it came with, there was like one that came with like some extra cars in the beginning that you could only get with that version. And then there was like the Super Duper Duper one, which came with the $50 car pass. That was like $100. So I got the
It's so
like
ridiculous.
mine was like set, so it was $70. So
Okay.
and I got
The
it.
closest thing to a collector's edition I've gotten was Smash Brothers with like 3 amiibo or 2 amiibo. That's the closest thing I've
It's not
I
gotten.
even
wish
a
that I would
collector's
have gotten the
edition.
one with the
Yeah.
the adapter, but I can't find them anywhere. I'm gonna need to.
Yeah.
I'm not paying like the $100 they want on like Amazon. now for those.
I was just gonna bite the bullet and get one of those like those new ones that plug into like the Wiimote that are like I don't know what they're called. I forget what they're like. Pori pad, fighting pad.
That sounds like a maxi pad or something.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about, Tristan. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
because I saw some at GameStop.
As opposed to just getting like a,
That
a
sounded
Wii,
weird.
like a controller classic or something, because those work.
Yeah,
No, I
'cause
don't use that.
these new ones they look just like GameCube controllers.
They're
Oh,
just
okay.
like new. They're like third-party GameCube controllers back from
And
back
you
in the day.
plug them into the Wii remote.
Yeah, they're
Interesting.
like
Oh,
25
sweet.
bucks.
Cool.
Yeah,
But I wanted to just hold out and get a GameCube adapter, but I'm like, it's so hard to play with a Pro controller. I'm like, I don't like it. This feels
yeah,
weird.
I'm waiting to see. I
Yeah,
wish that
that's
for
the thing.
Bayonetta that I'm playing now that I had Pro Controller though, because there's no reason. The only thing the Wii U gamepad has been doing right now for me is every once in a while making me think that I have to use the touch controls when I never do, and giving me a constant Miiverse notification that I can post like a drawing they did of one of the characters and
Yeah.
pretend that I drew it or whatever, and it's there like all the time during cutscenes, and it's really annoying. Um,
It
but
does that?
yeah,
I never noticed.
yeah, you know those people you were like, oh, they were really good. That's a really good drawing. Yeah, they didn't do that.
They just
Oh,
posted from
really?
Bayonetta.
Oh,
So.
that's fun.
Yeah, and it's weird. Like there are certain games that like are pretty much expected to be good. I think The Witcher 3, that collector's edition, looks fucking amazing.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the
Yeah,
statue
but they
for
are
that.
like they're insane people in Poland, so
Yeah.
they love their people. They love their fans. You know, have you seen?
Yeah,
Dude, I wrote a story on like that letter that they seem like genuinely like cool, like
they
the
do.
developers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, those devs seem really sweet.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it's like I think they actually care a little more.
Yeah.
Not that not that there's a judgment call on caring, but just 343 is much more corporate and ensconced in that Microsoft.
Yeah, they're owned by
Bubble.
Microsoft. You
Right.
know,
So
so.
I mean, to be fair with this the Halo Collector's Edition, the other Halo Collector's Editions had some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, but all
Some
the
like-
other Halo games worked until now.
That's true. That's true.
Like their track record, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's thrown out the fucking window. Like,
All
I
right,
don't
you're
think you
right.
should
It's
trust
gonna
anything
be a
they
dick
say,
statue.
Yeah, well, I
I-
mean, you know.
I'm really, I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's been weird. Like Halo 2 had one that came with the steelbook and the soundtrack and all that sort of stuff.
That
Halo
was cool.
3, I actually got the Halo 3 Legendary one.
Yeah, John did, and my buddy
It
John.
had a helmet that cannot fit my dog's head. Why do you think I fucking wanted that thing? A poster and a DVD that had like full commentary for Halo 1 and 2, and then like a making of Halo 3 with Jen Taylor, the voice of Cortana and stuff. You can find that on YouTube at this point. But it was okay. Halo 4, the one came with digital content and some journal like note cards and stuff and a poster and stuff. That one wasn't great. Halo Reach.
Reach had a good statue.
So Reach had a good, big statue edition, but it also had the limited edition, the middle one, which was what I got. I think it was like $20 more, and it had Dr. Halsey's journal, like all handwritten out, and there were pages that were like ripped out and stuff.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That was a cool one. But yeah, I'm so sick of them, charging what they used to charge, but just doing it for digital content. Like,
right.
I
Yeah.
hate the digital content stuff. Yeah, it seems like a waste to me.
make that a pre-order bonus. Don't you charge me $100 for a steelbook? That's what you're doing.
Right.
Anyway.
You're gonna get a cool helmet, probably. You're gonna look real cool to all your friends online.
It'll be on fire and
If
everything.
if the online works, then you'll get a cool helmet.
Yeah, I mean, the beta's been fine so far, but you
Mm.
can't trust that anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, one game, all signs point to it being completely mediocre, but the collector's edition looks pretty cool. The statue is The Order. Have you seen the statue for that? There's a couple. One's
No,
okay.
I think I have. I
Yeah,
don't know.
he's like he's like hiding behind like rubble with his gun, but the other one he's getting like
Okay.
tackled by a werewolf guy.
Ooh.
Yeah, it
Alright.
looks pretty cool, but
That game looks cool. It looks.
it
Bad.
looks
No,
good.
no, that game looks like shit.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
the weirdest game I've ever
I
seen.
mean, visuals looks good.
Yeah.
That's what
doesn't
that's
look
what we
fun.
meant. I mean, but yeah, it looks like corridor shooter mixed with Quantum Break or not Quantum Break, Quantic Dream.
Quick time events.
I heard someone
Quantum of
describe it.
Solace.
I heard someone describe it as Gears of War for people who like Doctor Who. I thought that was really funny.
That's pretty
I thought that
good.
was really funny.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, I want to be surprised, but because there's
I don't
not
know.
too
Ready
much
at
coming
Dawn's
up.
a good studio. Those PSP God of War games aren't
But they've
bad.
never made their own IP before. They were making
That's
sequels.
yeah, exactly.
Well, see that the problem with Order, I don't. Well, I haven't played it, so I don't know. But the problem that would come up with the Order, I don't think is an IP thing. It's like or their creation, because their creation looks cool of like the world and like the stuff they're doing and like it's more. You're right. It is still the gameplay, which still
Yeah,
stems from
there's no like
previous games.
it'd be fine if the mechanics like that. There's really no new creative mechanics or anything like that. But all the previews I've seen, people said the guns don't shoot. They don't feel like good shooting them,
Mm,
and I saw it in action. It just looked like it was really cinematic and not much else. And I really want to be surprised by this because there's not too much coming up in the next couple months.
yeah.
Like January, we have. I'm probably gonna wait and just buy it all at the end because I don't want to have to go through that. Is Resident Evil Revelations 2?
Oh,
Um,
yeah, it's episodic, huh?
yeah,
Mhm.
it's gonna like over the course of like a month, and then at the end they're releasing them all, and then they're also releasing a physical version that comes with some extra content as
I'll
well.
probably just get that.
But so
Mhm.
January, Dying Light is the only like big game coming out.
Saints Row, Gat Out of
Well,
Hell.
new game. Um,
Gat Out of Hell's a new game.
it's an expansion.
It's
Yeah,
standalone, isn't it?
it's a standalone expansion. Weird
Yeah, it's
thing.
Standalone. But yeah, no, it's not a
So
new game.
and then
Yeah.
February, so the order is on the 20th, I believe. I think the 10th is Evolve, and the 13th is Kirby and the was it
Rainbow
not Rainbow
Curse.
Curse? Rainbow Curse.
Rainbow Curse, yeah.
Um, so, but after that, like March, there's some stuff coming out, and then there's a lot of
Everything that was delayed to early 2015 was delayed into further into
or we just
2015.
don't know. Like I expect
Right, right.
I expect Quantum Break to come out in April.
Wow.
I think that's when the game is going to come out. But like The Witcher's been delayed to May.
Mhm.
Arkham's already got a date set in June, while a bunch of other games that are supposed to come out aren't. Speaking of collector's editions coming out, I emailed Capcom about this. Have not gotten a response yet. But on Amazon right now, if you go to DMC Definitive Edition, it says it's the standard version now, which would imply, I guess, that there's going to be a collector's edition for a remastered
Wow.
game.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm actually more likely to get something like that because I know I already like the game.
Yeah,
than-
I was
than
gonna
otherwise.
say, is that not? But yeah, isn't that better
Yeah.
in that case though? Because
Yeah,
it's not.
actually, like they didn't have a. I mean, they had a collector's edition the last time. It was just like different box art, CD, that sort of
Mhm.
thing. It was a small one. But if you pre-ordered it, like a variety of locations had different pre-order bonuses. Most of them are like you got the Virgil's Downfall DLC for free. I remember if you pre-ordered that game from Capcom's website directly, you got Dante's necklace with it, which then went on eBay for ridiculous amounts of money until Capcom started selling them separately.
That's
Um,
funny.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a cheap piece of plastic, but it was a pretty cool little thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, if this comes with a Dante figurine, I'm totally getting it. I don't give a shit. I really like that game, and I will not apologize.
I
for it.
wouldn't judge you for it. Yeah, once again, like that's the thing is like I think that's. I mean, it definitely demonstrates just like the re-release fever that the industry is going through. But it's
Yeah.
also like you already know you like the game, so
Yeah.
whatever.
So I want to talk about that. I have the Metacritic high scores pulled up for the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 right now, and God, this is depressing.
This
these are-
It's
blew
all
my mind.
remasters.
When you
Grand
sent
Theft
this
Auto
link,
5,
Gabe,
The Last of Us, Flower, Diablo 3, Rayman Legends, and Fez. Those are the first 6. Those are all re-releases from other platforms.
What's 7?
7 is Dragon Age. So then you get Minecraft, The Binding of Isaac, Guacamelee, and Towerfall. All re-releases from other platforms.
Wow.
No.
It's
Wow.
so disappointing.
So on
Yeah,
Xbox
I mean-
One, it's about as bad. Grand
Yeah.
Theft Auto, Minecraft, Halo. Then you have Dragon Age, Forza 2's DLC is on here. Geometry Wars, Volgar the Viking, which actually is a re-release. People don't seem to realize that. So the Xbox One's top ones aren't quite as bad, but Jesus, the first
Yeah,
6 games are all re-releases. on
Yeah.
PS4.
Well, all those games too are from like the last 2 years of the previous generation when people were hitting their stride and stuff like that. So or
Mhm.
getting through their stride. So I mean, it would make sense that you take the best games of the previous generation and re-release them. That they're going to be higher up on these consoles. Not that that's a good thing. It's just like it's weird and kind of gross.
Mhm.
I came down a little bit more too. So also on the list, Unfinished Swan, Dust and Elysian Tale, Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
No, that's a shame because I'm gonna be honest. Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls is the best game I've played all year.
It's really
That
good.
game didn't come out this year, but that's the
Yeah,
game.
if we hadn't we have a policy, so for our top 10, we didn't want a game like GTA 5 to make the list because it's already been given lots of awards, and even with the first person thing, it's fundamentally the same game. So we wanted to just have new games coming out, but if we didn't do that, we would have had a lot of these games on the list. And I agree with you. If I almost reviewed Diablo 3 and I got distracted when I started school up and stuff, but that game was probably going to get my first A+.
Yeah,
God,
that's
it's
the
so
best
good.
game that came out this year. Just saying.
Although I think part of that was because I was playing it as a demon hunter and it was basically a twin stick shooter, but
It's good no matter what. I promise. I've played every class. They're all fun.
But yeah, that goes with like when we were doing this top 10 for 2014. Like I kept telling Michael, like 2014 was so disappointing, and to me, in personally,
Yeah.
and like I
Mhm.
think back, and there's all kinds of stuff outside of the games themselves. Stuff within the culture was disappointing, but even the games, like when most of the games that were the best were just re-releases, like that's kind of disappointing.
yeah, that's
Right.
just
Yeah.
itself, not just individual games. And there have been bright
There's good
spots, which
games, but
we'll get to
just-
that a little bit later. We have this, on the discussion thing, but yeah, I mean, 2013 was a very, very good year. Really, the last few years in general, I think have been fantastic. Like 2011 was amazing.
That was a crazy year.
2012 was fucking great.
2012 was
Yeah.
really good too. You got Far Cry 3, you got Halo 4, you got Dishonored, which I am in love with.
Mhm.
Borderlands 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Borderlands 2 was
God.
earlier there as well. And that was the first Forza Horizon came out as well.
Oh yeah, that was fantastic.
And then
Yeah.
2013 we got what has topped a lot of best of the generation lists with The Last of Us, BioShock Infinite, Gone Home.
Stop! You're just disappointing me more.
Yeah, no, I'm sad.
I'm sorry. And then this year, it's like this year was going to be the year because so many games that we've been seeing at the past couple E3s were coming out. My mind was fucking blown when they showed off Watch Dogs in 2012.
Yeah.
And then even last year, I was still so excited. Or not this past summer, but the one before in 2013. When E3 came, I was so cynical going into E3 this year.
Mhm.
I saw these trailers and like, this is real gameplay, and I was like, I don't believe you. And I remember seeing Assassin's Creed Unity on show, and they were
Yeah.
like all these people moving. The frame rate was fantastic, and there was no pop in at all. And I was just, yeah, that's totally not what the game is. You're lying.
I've made this
Yeah.
point a few times before, but the only thing I get childlike excited for anymore, and it might be a nostalgia thing, is Nintendo stuff. Like that's the only thing that I'm like, I'm gonna get Smash Bros. Like that's the only thing I'm like
Well,
super
Nintendo
crazy
loved
about.
this E3. Nintendo was far and away the best show, which I haven't said in several years. At
Yeah.
E3 this past summer.
I hope it comes out in 2015 because I'm super crazy excited for Zelda.
They've said it. I think they said it is.
Oh well, they said
said,
it is right, but
Yeah, exactly. Please understand.
Yeah.
And they said Star Fox is coming out first, which is
before it, which is insane because they were just
Yeah.
asking for a developer. They were like, "You want to work on this for us?" And then they're like, "Oh yeah, it's coming out before." So they
Yeah.
might have found someone, I guess.
I think it's just going to be real stripped down and simple because
That's
they've already
fine.
shown.
$20
Like an eShop game.
I don't want
Well,
any. No, I want a full-fledged Star Fox game.
Yeah, but that's not what it might be if it's coming out that soon.
Full-fledged $20 game.
Yeah, no, I think like a small, like something like Star Fox 64.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I was gonna say.
it's an
awesome.
hour-long game. But
Yeah, Star
Yeah,
Fox 64 isn't a full-fledged Star Fox game.
Oh, okay,
I got
fair
that game
enough.
on 3DS.
I'm
I'd be
talking
pretty
gameplay
glad.
wise, but you know.
I just want something beefy. It's been so long since we've gotten a Star Fox game. I'd be really disappointed to see them half-ass it and put out something real.
What, you doing like Star Fox Command?
No one liked that game.
Which one?
You
Which
did-
one was the one with the dinosaurs?
That was
Star Fox
Adventures.
Adventure. That was the last great Star Fox
That
game.
game was awesome.
No.
High five game.
It wasn't
That
good.
sexy saxophone, man.
That's
Yeah.
my favorite Star Fox game. I don't care what
No,
you
I
say.
agree with you on that one, and people hate me for saying that. And then I played Assault and didn't realize what mediocrity was because I was 11. But I beat that game
The
in a day.
multiplayer was fun.
Yeah,
I
it
did
was.
for one of the other sites. I did like a magazine review, and I had an old GamePro.
Yeah, I
And
saw that video.
it had Star Fox Adventures, and it got like a really good score. I think it got like 4.5 out of 5, and I'm like, oh wow! And everybody seems to hate this game now.
Yeah, well, it was deserved. 'Cause
Well,
it's
I
the
mean,
best Star Fox game.
because like as its own game, it's a really really good game, but people felt betrayed because it really was. I mean, it was a reskinned
Dinosaur
Dinosaur
Planet.
Planet. So,
Dinosaur Planet.
but
Whatever, it's
there's
cooler
no
than
excuse. There's no excuse with Assault though because they
it's
had
cooler than foxes in space.
they
That
weren't.
first level was cool. The first level with the jungle and stuff. That was a cool level. I wish the whole game was that.
It's so long since I played that
It's
game.
not because it's
I played it,
it's a
like, more
shitty third-person shooter.
I played it in like probably like a few years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. That was a fun game.
So in utero, you mean?
Sure. Yeah, I'm not exactly. I'm 4 or 5 years old, 3 or 4 years old.
Gosh, but yeah, I think Nintendo's gonna have a good 2015. But I mean, 2014, there's been quite a few things coming out. I'm interested in seeing what their next financials look like because if they're not good after the number of big games they've put out this year, I
Mario
think,
Kart and Smash and yeah.
and Bayonetta.
Yeah, I don't know about sales numbers for that kind of game, but yeah.
I mean, it's about but Smash and Mario Kart 2. Like you have Zelda left, but I mean, if they're gonna have to write it off if they didn't put out really really good numbers. I expect them to be fairly solid, but I think they said it was like a 10% or 15% increase, and they were trying to play that up as being some amazing thing. So we'll see. Going on, you said Amiibo, which are a really big success. They're apparently on. They're selling around the same number as Skylanders right now.
Oh wow!
Wow.
When did that come out? Like when did that? Not when did Skylanders come out, but like when did that news come
The
out?
news a few days ago. Either Skylanders or Disney Infinity. I'm pretty sure it was Skylanders.
Okay, one is very different than the other. I would say Skylanders is bigger than Disney Infinity even. Like it's
But
way
if
bigger than.
it's sold even as good as Disney Infinity, that's great.
Yeah, you're right. It is still like it's still pretty impressive. Yeah.
I was pissed. I had a Kohl's gift card the other day, and I went in there and I saw they had one little tiny gaming kiosk for some reason in Kohl's, and I saw
Oh, I've seen those
figures
too.
there, and I was like, oh, they have Amiibo, and I went over and it was fucking Disney Infinity.
Dude, those gaming kiosks and Kohl's, don't ask me how I know this, but they're messed up and weird.
They don't have any new they.
It's just
only
all Wii shovelware and shit.
But no, like they had Lego Batman 3 there, but they only had it on PS3. It's like
This might have been a few years ago that I've seen
it's
these.
usually shovelware. It's weird. They have like
It's
DS.
just like weird as games I've never heard of that are just these like like.
If you're looking for Cory in the House on DS, you're gonna find it.
If you don't like ordering Cory in the House online and you need to get your physical, copy in a store,
Oh God, I was
go scope out Kohl's.
I was reading an interview with one of the guys from Zack and Cody. I think it was Dylan Sprouse, who's like a game design student now.
Yeah, the cool one.
Yeah, the one who leaked a dick pic or whatever. Anyway, he Joan is out again.
I noticed that.
He was doing an interview and they were asking him like how he knew the guy from Cory in the House, and he said for his birthday one year they bought him the DS game.
That's pretty funny.
God, it is fantastic. Have you read the Metacritic reviews for that? It is like a 9.7 or something user rating.
It's all user rated. There's no official outlet.
No,
score.
the official outlet's like a 33 or something. It's
Oh, there is an official outlet score. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I can't review that when it came out.
Wow, they would never review that now.
No, they.
I miss when they used to review everything.
Yeah, I mean, not just IGN, but sites in general don't review everything. Like that's just not a thing they do anymore.
Not even everything, just like even the licensed stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's a reason for that, but.
Yeah.
So going off
there
those
is.
terrible games, I have three things I want to talk about here. What is the worst game you have played in 2014?
Michael got upset about this, but I don't think he realizes how
We're not saying most
strongly I
are
feel about.
disappointing, and this might be because you have to pick and choose. It might be the same for you, but
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's Kirby Triple Deluxe, but it's not even like that's the worst game, and that's the least good game I played. And it's still good. I think it's still like a good game.
No,
It's.
I
mine
can't get through it,
is
man.
mine
I
is
liked it.
Daylight. Daylight on PS4
Oh
is
Daylight is
yeah.
fucking
mine as well.
horrible.
Yeah, Daylight I
That's horrible.
reviewed. We were sent a copy of that actually, so
Oh
I got
yeah.
that review out like at embargo, I believe, and man, that game sucks.
Yeah, that game is fucking terrible.
That's too bad.
It's weird because there's one idea in that game that should have been in Outlast, and that would have made this. And if that game was in Outlast, not this, I would have nothing positive to say. But having the cell phone with a map on it, if
Yeah.
that had been in Outlast, I would have had such a better time with that game because I would have been able to
Well-
know what direction I was pointed in.
Oh, I guess because I was gonna say in Outlast, it's more like you're not exploring things; it's just kind of linear. But
But I am really bad with directions, and so Jonas
But they-
was sitting next to me while I played that game, and if I turned in he'd have to tell me what way I was just facing because
yeah, and there are it's linear, but then you get to another area and you have to explore a few spaces, and then you move
And
on
it's
to the
very
next
dark.
area.
the other
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
I
yeah.
started to say. But yeah, Daylight, that's the only good thing Daylight did well. The story is it's terrible.
Written by
The
Jessica
entire game-
Chobot.
There is one enemy type in the entire game, and if you have flares, they are completely anemic.
I heard. I saw Jessica Chobot on this YouTube channel. She was like on it's like a podcast kind of, but on
She's on
SourceFed
Nerd.
they had this table talk thing, and they generally referred to the fact that Daylight was like a failure, and I felt sad.
Yeah, I
There's people
mean,
there's people that made that game, and it's
Zombie
nah.
Studios had layoffs. The thing is, Zombie Studios really has not put out a good game in a very long time.
Blacklight Retribution was pretty fun.
That was the only one that they've really done anything with. They put out a game. What was it called? Special Forces Team X, which
Let
is
me look it up.
terrible. It's like I think it's like $15 or $20. It's like a squad-based multiplayer, cell-shaded shooter. Dan Reichert played it on
Oh, they made Rogue Warrior your favorite game.
They might have helped with that. Rebellion made that as well.
Oh, they made the initial Spec Ops games too. Man, they've been
Yeah,
around
they
for
made
a
the,
long
they made the
time.
crappy ones before.
Yeah, before the actual good one that should not have even had any relation to that franchise. It had nothing to do with it. They made Super Bubble Pop. Yeah, no, they haven't made anything good except for like Blacklight.
Yeah, look, and I played that a little bit on PS4, and then was like, oh, I have Killzone to play now. Side note, so I was at H.H. Gregg. Do you guys have those where you're at?
No.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so H.H. Gregg, if you don't know, is like, if Target is Best Buy, which isn't saying much, H.H. Gregg is Walmart.
Oh gosh.
And so H.H. Gregg, it's advertised as appliances and electronics. And so I was out with my mom, and she wanted to go to like Joann Fabrics. So I was like, oh, there's H.H. Gregg. I'll go in there and see what sort of gaming stuff they have. At first, I couldn't find anything gaming related in the entire store. I walked around. I saw TVs. I saw they had like Chromecast and Fire TV sticks, which was okay. Then I saw they had a section no bigger than my wingspan of gaming stuff. So you could get DualShock 4s or Xbox One controllers. You could get like plain charge kits. You could get a 360 with Kinect bundled with Kinect Adventures, or you could get one of two standalone games, Killzone Shadowfall and Knack, and they had a shit ton of copies of each. So
Again, it would be such a fun show to go to like stores that don't specialize in game things but
Ask for
have game things. Not even that, but just like go to Kohl's and be like, here's what this Kohl's has today, and just like show what they have, and then go to H.H. Gregg and be like, H.H. Gregg has the two games you would not expect them to have, Knack and Killzone Shadowfall, which is actually, I don't know what kind of store it is, but that seems like it's more relevant than Kohl's, that's for damn sure. But at least they specialize in electronics and stuff like that. But
they have weird
funny.
shit too, though. Like you can buy mattress there. For
That's
some
so
reason.
weird.
And then I went over, OtterBox, the phone cases.
No.
Okay, so it's like I have one on my. There you go, Otter.
Move it down. Okay, we got it.
So they're kind of expensive, but like really really durable phone cases. So I went in there to look because I'm going to be getting a new phone soon to see maybe if they have the iPhone 6 OtterBox. You get the iPhone 5C or 5S one or a bunch of Samsung phones, and they have like a setup like standalone display for OtterBox and do not have new iPhone cases.
So they specialize in OtterBoxes, but not even, and then they have two. They have Killzone and Knack.
And a lot of copies of both.
And they only deal with games that start with K.
Yeah. Do you remember the Inside Gaming Awards at the end of 2013, where the entire Twitch stream was just people trying to like say Knack should win Game of the Year?
I don't watch that show.
Oh, it was fantastic.
I
No,
like
yeah.
Knack. I'm just
I
going
haven't
on
played.
record and
Dude,
saying
I haven't played it. I wanted to play it because it looks like a dumb, stupid 3D platformer, and I want
it's a
played a
to.
demo
dumb,
of it.
stupid 3D platformer. It's
Yeah.
fine.
I know that I love 3D platformers, but ugh.
I played a demo of it and I thought it was awful. But so next, good games.
Hold on. One of my other bad games is reviewed on the site. That's BlazBlue Clone
Oh, yeah.
Phantasma on
Oh, yeah.
3DS. That game is pretty horrible.
I remember
Don't
that.
play it if you like BlazBlue.
Yeah, I've heard good things about that series in general.
Yeah, and
It's
then this 3DS game is like with chibi versions, and it's
Yeah, I was
like
gonna say,
arena
they have-
fighter. It's really different. And
Don't they have a
bad.
few chibi games like that that just spelled all stupid? That
I
like
think-
spelled BlazBlue weird?
I think this
It's
was a
already spelled
3DS
weird.
one, and they had a DS version. I think that was like
Okay.
DSiWare game or something. I think.
Huh.
But yeah, don't play that game. Or Daylight.
Yeah, God,
Yeah.
Daylight is. Ugh. At least it's short. That's the one. You don't have to play it for
Saving
too long.
grace.
Yeah, that game's real. That game's way shorter than Outlast. And Outlast maybe 4 hours long.
Yeah.
So I was thinking actually, you know how Xbox One has the parity, or the I don't even know what they call it.
Parody clause, that's
Yeah,
what
the
it's
parity
called.
clause. So that like if you release a game on Xbox One, you could not have released it on a platform earlier.
Mm.
But Outlast was on PC, then PS4, then Xbox One. I don't know how they got
Hey,
around that.
remember when I wrote a story about that and we talked about it on the show? You
No,
fool.
not
Yeah,
at
we
all.
did. No, I did. I remember writing a story about that. I don't know. That was just a weird fluke, and they've never said anything about it since. It's just like a thing.
Jonas
They
having
wanted that Outlast real
a
bad.
hard time here.
Because it was, I think it was because it was getting some traction from being a free plus game, and everyone was playing it and streaming it because it's fun to stream horror games and stuff. So they're like, we gotta get that out.
That's such a dumb clause. I'm sure he's trying to. Phil Spencer's trying to convince people to get rid of that.
Unless he didn't already get rid of it, because I mean, Outlast is on there. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
but after that, they've still said like technically it's still in place and all that.
Oh right. It was just an exception.
Yeah. So next, most surprising games. I put this in plural, so you can say more than one. And I'm saying pleasantly surprised that you've had in 2014. I know most of the surprises haven't been particularly good this year. But I'll start off. Wolfenstein: The New Order.
Yeah, it was pretty surprisingly good.
Yeah. Did you play that as well, Austin? I believe you did.
Yeah, Wolfenstein was fantastic.
I
was
was
really good.
super surprised. Like I didn't buy that game until I didn't pre-order it. It wasn't on my radar, and then the day reviews came out, I finally said, "Okay, I'm gonna get this," and it was fantastic.
I was so surprised by how moved I was by the story. I was actually like into it. I was like engaged, and I'm like, why am I
that
engaged
end
in a
credit music
Wolfenstein
is
story?
awesome.
Dude, like you were saying, Gabe, everything around that game is pretty fantastic. The mood, the atmosphere, like the collectible stuff, the music, it hits really on all levels.
And it's long. Like I'm so happy they decided not to do multiplayer and just make the game like 20 hours long.
Yeah, that's great. An Ancient Order of Jewish super scientists was also great. I thought that was like I'm not even joking. That was just like a cool like alternate history.
They got their
thing.
Yiddish right too. That accent was pretty on point.
Yeah,
Shim
I
shim.
wanted to be that guy's friend.
That one of the early scenes where BJ is in a coma and everything's passing by.
Yeah.
I think
yeah,
that scene is like fantastic. Like
Yeah, it
that's
was
one of the
melodramatic,
best
but it was
scenes.
melodramatic on purpose because you're murdering Nazis. Like
And the music in that scene was really good too.
the music of the whole game is fantastic, and that end credit song, which was originally like a fast bluegrassy country song, it's perfect.
What is the composer? Do you know?
The song is called "I Believe." I believe, but I do not remember. I do not remember the name of the. I want to say the
Koji Kondo.
No, I want to say it's Vanessa or Jessica something who actually does the version for Wolfenstein. Let me look it up right now.
Oh, for that song or for the entire game?
Mick Gordon was the composer on this, and
Okay.
On the whole game.
I tweeted at him and told him it was fantastic, and he
That's
was like,
not.
"Thanks,
Well, this
man."
was a pop song before, so this is not. It's not him, but I'll look it up.
I was just saying for the score in general.
Melissa Hollick. Um, let's see
Hmm.
who. Chris Isaac was the original composer of that song. But yeah, the music all around is fantastic. Um,
Yeah,
uh,
that's a good game. Jonah's not making it back, I don't
yeah, I
think.
see that. So,
He's been killed.
do you guys have any other ones? I have one more also.
Uh,
Surprises?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised that I sunk so much of my life into Smite. I played that game so much. I talk about it because no,
Right.
it might be surprising other people because people are like, "What's that game?" I played that game so much, Gabe in Austin. Do you understand me?
No,
And I'm
I
not
don't.
good at it. I am not good at that game, but I play so much of it. I'm thinking
No,
about playing it right now, actually.
I don't understand you. Why?
Multitask.
Why? Who are
It's a
you?
really good game. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
will probably try it out when it finally comes to Xbox. That's gonna
Don't
be
play
cool.
mobile on console, you plebe.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I'm not like that.
So, Austin, do you have any other ones? Or one?
Su-
Because
Surprises?
yeah,
There's a couple, but Jazz Punk is a
Oh
pretty
yeah, that
big
was a really good game
surprise
too.
for me.
That was the last game I reviewed for CGR. It was a good game.
I missed that one.
Jazz
Watch
Punk.
it.
I love it just because of how funny it is, and it's funny in a way that, like not a lot of games are. Like it
It
does
looked like it had like a Wes
physical
Anderson-y
comedy,
sort
and
of.
yeah, it caught me by surprise.
It was like,
Throughout.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's not like a super long game, and it's maybe like 4 hours long, and right when it kind of starts getting old, it ends. So it's like just a perfect package, I thought.
Yeah, it was really good. It was like one of those non sequitur talk shows like Comedy Bang Bang or Eric Andre's show kind of boiled down into like quick video game humor. Like it was just so weird and like
It
it
was so
was
snappy and just
and
things
that makes
happened.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my God. It made sense because it was put out on Adult Swim's games publishing thing.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it was really good. It was a fun game.
So my
Funny
other
game.
one, and these are both on my top 10 list, which you can go see. My other one, I was so surprised I didn't buy this game. I asked for it for my birthday like 5 months after it came out, and it didn't even get like glowing reviews. But God, I put more hours into this I think than anything else all year, and that's Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare.
Oh yeah.
This game is fucking awesome, and it was actually
Yeah.
if you have a PS4, you have well, unless you just got your PS4, you don't have an excuse to not have this game since it was free permanently to anyone, not just PS Plus subscribers with a
Yeah.
PS4.
Well, yeah. Is it still like that for EA?
No, it was only for that weekend
Oh,
during
okay.
the
Good thing I
PlayStation
got it then.
experience. Yeah, so I have it actually like in my queue, but I have it on Xbox already, and that's where all my progress and stuff. But God, this game's fun. Um, it's
I
just
didn't like it that much.
oh
I played it for like half an hour, and I'm like,
yeah. Well,
I thought it was pretty fun.
it takes a while to figure out which class you really like, but oh God, it just gets me. I love those like um, those zany shooters that don't put an emphasis on like your KD or whatever. It's just
yeah, I
about
do appreciate that kind of stuff, but it's just not. Didn't hit me in the right spot. I don't think
which spot's the right spot.
the G spot, which is
Okay.
the game spot for me. The good, the good game spot.
Just kick him out, Gabe. We'll finish the show.
We already lost Joe. No, we need 3 people.
Yeah, it's the rules, guys.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that really, really, really surprised me.
I'm looking at my shelf right now because I actually bought
As
some
far as
stuff.
worst game, the other one that I'll just go back a little bit, and I think I gave it a C, and I've given a couple games C's and C minuses, but Metrico.
Metrico, yeah,
So-
fuck that game.
Ugh,
Yeah,
I was
I
really
didn't finish.
excited
But
for that too.
but but you made your way through that game. See,
I did, but I
I
had to.
stopped pretty quickly.
Yeah, I had
Me
to make
too.
my way through. And the end of that game, I don't even care to spoil this.
Yeah, I doubt anyone remembers what this game was.
The end of that game, to beat it, you literally do nothing. I was
Yeah.
working on it for like 40 minutes to figure out what I was doing wrong, and then someone said, someone on GameFAQs who had the game and had finished it already, one of like 2 people, said, just don't do anything, and it'll end. And it worked. And I was so mad. and that was such squandered potential too, because the art style is real cool, and the pitch, like the elevator pitch for that game is awesome, but they do
Yeah,
nothing with it.
graphs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is so not about infographs. It's just an art style thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
Um,
well.
I it's not necessarily a quality surprise, but I was surprised with how much I loved Hearthstone and how much I got
Yeah,
into it.
yeah, it's so simple.
It's one of the few games I've gone back to a lot throughout the year, and I usually put down a game and don't come back to it for a long time, if ever.
Yeah, me too.
And Hearthstone, I keep coming back to it like every couple months, and then it's still just
Yeah.
as fun.
Yeah, I was really surprised with Hearthstone, but really really happy about it because I was actually a pretty big player of the World of Warcraft card game in like early high school, and Hearthstone is very very similar to that actually. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that game.
I did not know it
It's a
existed.
physical trading card game.
Yeah, it was the World of Warcraft trading card game,
Huh.
and so it was the same sort of setup. Like you have one, like main character and then a bunch of supporting characters and weapons and stuff like that. Very similar setup. The really cool thing about the card game though was that you could buy special raid decks, and so one person plays as the dungeon, and it comes with I think they called it a loot pack or a treasure pack or something like that. And so if your team beats that person, you open up that pack and you can divvy out the cards inside.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, and Hearthstone's very similar to that, a little bit less complicated than that game, but I think that's why they discontinued it about the time Hearthstone came out, which was kind of sad.
Oh yeah.
Somewhere I have a card that's worth like $20. I saw that I got in a booster pack when I was at.
Oh shit!
Whoa.
Big spender here. We got a collector.
I just found it in a random pack and was like, oh, that's a legendary. It was that
$20.
It was that sword from Vanilla WoW, the legendary sword. I don't even remember. It's something Thunder Blade or something.
I have no idea.
Yeah, but I have that sitting in a deck that I played with it, and it's probably worth a quarter of what it would be if I hadn't used it.
I think
What is
this
that?
is worth like $30 or $40 now.
Oh,
Why did you buy that?
I wanted it too. I
You got a good amiibo, Tristan. You got Strutting Yoshi.
Yeah, I love Yoshi. He's a cool dude.
You got
So-
these guys too.
Yeah, I haven't gotten an amiibo yet. I hear Fox is gonna get discontinued. I kind of want Fox, but I also really
Yeah,
don't want
I wanted Fox, but didn't get him.
I want Ike the most, and I'm holding out for Ike, but
I'm gonna get
Anyway.
Sonic and Mega Man for sure.
I'm never.
Oh yeah.
Oh God. Ugh. Anyway, so last thing, your most anticipated game for this upcoming year.
Witcher 3.
Yeah.
Witcher 3.
Not that there's much. We just talked about how there's not much else known, but definitely Witcher 3.
Well, I mean, there's not release dates now, but we know a year.
That's all. Then Zelda. I mean, what am I talking about?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, things that are a little more set in stone. Witcher 3. But God, I'm just.
Also, Splatoon. Like
That looks
you were
good.
saying, Tristan, the Nintendo games that get you excited. For some reason, I'm like super excited and giddy. Like, oh, I get to shoot ink from this little.
Yeah,
gun.
Splatoon looks fun.
Um,
I don't feel that feeling, but
I'm kind of tied. I don't know. I'm really excited for Quantum Break whenever that comes out, and Arkham Knight.
yeah, Batman looks amazing because it's Batman. But
Yeah, and it's not what is it? WB Montreal Batman.
oh yeah, it's actually Rocksteady proper.
God, Origins was such a disappointment.
Didn't play it.
Good.
was it? I mean, was it really?
It was. It was buggy, and it didn't do anything better than Arkham City did. Ugh.
That's too bad. Speaking of 2011, Arkham City was 2011. Skyrim was 2011. Portal 2 was 2011.
Crysis
God,
2.
I don't care about that.
No, that game was awesome. You shut your mouth.
Okay.
Now we look forward to 2015. It'll be another
Uncharted 3 was
2011.
2011.
Uncharted
Let's hope so.
4.
Skyward
2015.
Sword, the worst of the 2 Wii games, was 2011.
Skyward Sword's not bad. Shut up.
No, it isn't, but
It's
Twilight Princess is awesome.
Yeah, Twilight Princess is better. Yeah.
Yeah.
better.
I guess other thing, I'm not even I don't even know if I'm excited for the Division anymore. I'm excited based on what they showed, but I just don't trust it anymore.
Yeah, me neither.
Rainbow
I
Six
think-
still.
Yeah, I think Siege is gonna come out before the Division, most likely.
Yeah, and
the way it's
Siege looks
going.
like it looks plausible. The footage.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that looks bad enough to be real. So, in a manner of speaking, I would be excited about Halo, except it's just so up in the air. Um, Uncharted 4,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he said.
but
I'm actually really excited for the Resident Evil remake because I've never actually finished the first Resident Evil, and I
Me
never
neither.
played the GameCube remake.
I'm more excited for Revelations 2, really, because I really like the first one. But then I've seen people previewing Revelations 2, and they've said it doesn't seem to get what made Revelations 1 so good. So I'm a
That
little
seems to be a
concerned
common
about it.
theme with Capcom lately, not getting what makes their old games good. But
Yeah, except for DMC. Fuck everyone. Uh, Austin actually agrees with me. You really like that game.
DMC's fantastic. That's the best Devil May Cry, and I'll stand by you on that.
Yes, it is.
I've never played any of them.
I was really sad, actually, talking about reboots and stuff. So, Castlevania Lords of Shadow, I really, really like the first one. And then the other ones are all right, but Lords of Shadow 2, they were originally supposed to, at least in Europe, have a collector's edition that was like $100 or something. It came with some mini figurines. There were supposed to be 4 of them. They ended up taking that out and putting in like some extra DLC and stuff. And the one they took out was the Dracula figurine. There was a problem with manufacturing, so they didn't include that. Anyway, so before he left Konami, I asked Dave Cox, the producer of that series, is there going to be some sort of Dracula figurine? I'd like one, and he kept saying, pay attention here. So a company just announced a couple of days ago. I think it's called like First 4 Figures or something like that. It said
that's the company.
Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2 Dracula figurine, and I looked it up. They're accepting pre-orders now. It's $300.
Wow.
Yeah, first 4 is pretty much all like the really high-end figures, statues that.
It's
Yeah, it's
basically
for
a small version of that throne that you can see of him like sitting like this.
it's
I
like
don't know if you've seen
it's called First 4 because it's like the first 4 people in the world with the most money can buy all their stuff. Bad joke. I'm sorry.
that. But yeah, there are only a couple games at this point that I'm really willing to spend like money to get statues for, and then there are several. It's just I don't understand why they don't have like statues coming out for some games, because it just seems to make so much sense. Nintendo's been, besides Mario and every once in a while having a super expensive Link figure come out, they don't do that. And with Amiibo, it seems, I think, as much as having an accessory for a game, these are just collectibles.
Right.
I'm going to be using mine way more as just a shelf item when I get them than as a
Yeah, I
a
have a
game
few
enhancer,
already
because I'm
sitting
still
on
not
there.
entirely sure what they do. People tell me a million times, you fight them in Smash and they level up and then they'll beat you, and like, okay, that goes on my shelf. But they will look good on my shelf, hopefully.
Yeah, they do.
God, what else was I was looking up? What did I just beat? God, I can't remember. I was looking up to see if they had. You can still get those Wolfenstein collector's editions, if you remember the one that didn't come with the game. They still sell those on this website. Yeah.
With
the collector's edition that didn't have the game in it. That's right. Oh
Yeah.
man.
And they dropped in price. I'm kicking myself. I didn't buy it on Black Friday. They dropped the price of those from $100 to $60, and like it's a big PVC statue, a bunch of maps and stuff, and I think a soundtrack and a bunch of other stuff for $60. It was a pretty good deal, and then they popped it back up to $100. But
Black Friday.
yeah. Oh, Black Friday. I was sad this year. There wasn't a PlayStation Plus discount.
I think we've had this exact same discussion before.
Yeah.
I was about to say. I think a show's ended literally with you going, Black Friday, and then going, I was disappointed. I think all right, guys, 19 episodes in, we've talked about everything we possibly can. We've reached the point. We were talking about Black Friday, PS Plus discounts again. It's over. We're done.
It's coming full circle, guys.
I think I wrote the electric Kool-Aid acid test and just don't remember it because
Yeah, that literally happened the exact same way. Unless I'm
there's no other reasoning for why I don't remember stuff at all. But I don't doubt you. I probably did say that.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Video games.
Game.
It's
Video games, man.
this year. And
When
there's
game. When Gabe thinks and just pauses for a minute is the funniest thing.
We're gonna play them.
It's so funny for some. You're just like you just seem so weirdly content that it makes me happy.
I'm in
Gabe.
a
It's a
good
good
mood
thing.
right now. It's been a good night.
Yeah, it's good thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
So what are you guys playing right now?
Smash.
Yeah, I play that sometimes.
I'm playing through 1986 games because I haven't done one of those in a long time.
Related
I
note, Austin, how do you have time to play anything, let alone
I
continue to
know.
write for us?
I don't sleep.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're up
Try
real
to-
late.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, I gotta get up for work at like 5:30 in the morning, and I'm usually up till 1 o'clock. Usually spending those like 2 hours to play games.
You're gonna die
I just,
someday.
nah. Okay,
I
here
mean,
we go, Tristan.
I guess you literally will, but you know what I mean.
This is a life lesson. The more you sleep, the less you live. Think
Dude.
about it.
My greatest dream is to be able to not have to sleep, and everyone else still has to sleep. Because if everyone was like that, then the world would just be awful. Because
I
everyone would
wish I
work
didn't
24
have to
hours.
sleep, but I fucking love sleeping. It's awesome.
Well, you still okay in this perfect world. You still could if you like. I just
I
could go
wouldn't
for a
want
real
to
good
if I
nap.
didn't have to. It's like, but I'm tired. And it's like just getting. I just put freaking flannel sheets in my bed. Okay.
Ooh,
You know
get
how
real nice
inviting
and
that
warm.
is?
I'll come over real quick.
It's like getting inside.
I hate going to sleep, but once I'm sleeping, it's good.
Yeah, it's
Once
pretty
I'm
nice.
sleeping, I will sleep for a long ass time.
It's official. Invisible Gamer gives sleep an A+.
Hey, hey,
I
no
give
bait,
it an
mate.
A minus.
Oh my gosh, I really want to go get meme run. All right, we will see you probably not next week. Actually, I'm going to be moving back to school, so unless Tristan wants to take over for a week, we'll see. But in the meantime,
Perhaps.
yeah, keep looking for more top 10 lists as well as our official Invisible Gamer top 10 games of the year, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.